This is NCAA College Volleyball featuring the Waves of Pepperdine University. These broadcasts, wavecasts, are a production of the Pepperdine University Department of Athletics and the WCC Network. Well, pleasant good evening, everyone, from Firestone Fieldhouse on the campus of Pepperdine University in beautiful Malibu, California. I'm Al Epstein, and welcome to tonight's championship match in the Pepperdine Invitational Tournament. The Waves from Pepperdine, members of the West Coast Conference, they take on the Aggies from Texas A&M, members from the Southeastern Conference. You are watching wavecasts on the WCC Network. Well, the Pepperdine Waves, 3 wins and 2 losses on the season. They're 2-0 in this tournament. They're coached by Scott Wong, now in his 5th year, and the Waves come off a 3-1 win against Fairfield last night. And this evening, Pepperdine takes on a strong team in Texas A&M. They are 3-1 on the season, also 2-0 in this tournament. They're coached by Linda Kuhn in her 2nd year, and the Aggies come off a 3-0 win against Fairfield earlier this morning as they played at 11 a.m. Starting lineups for tonight's match. For Pepperdine, the outside hitters of Kaylee Haynes, a 6-foot freshman from Maryville, Tennessee, Shannon Scully, a 6'2 junior from Huntington Beach, and Rachel Ahrens, a 6'4 sophomore from Topeka Canyon, California. The middle blockers, Tara Wiley, 6'5 senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, and Allie O'Hara, a 6'3 junior from Boise, Idaho. The setter will be Isabel Zelaya, a 6-foot freshman from Tomball, Texas, and the libero, Hannah Lishman, a 5'8 senior from Kailua, Hawaii. Head coach of the Waves is Scott Wong, now in his 5th season. For Texas A&M, they will start on the outside. Holland Hands, a 6'1 senior from Corpus Christi, Texas. Samantha Sanders, a 6'2 junior from Waco, Texas. And Lauren Davis, a 6'4 freshman from Orlando, Florida. The middle blockers, London Austin Roark, a 6'4 sophomore from Weatherford, Texas. And McKenna Patterson, a 6'3 junior from Phoenix, Arizona. The center, Camille Connor, a 6'1 junior from Katy, Texas. And the libero, Camila Gomez, a 5'2 senior from Cali, Colombia. Not a bad crowd on this Saturday night, college football Saturday. Have around 300 or 400 on hand here at Firestone Fieldhouse. It is a small arena, seats about 3,100. They're hoping to build a brand new facility that'll see around 4,000 beginning in 2021. Our officials for tonight's match, the up officials, Summer Vicknair, and the down official, Heather Pickett. They both worked early this morning when Texas A&M swept through Fairfield 3-0. And Texas A&M blocking, dominating Fairfield as Pepperdine did last night in knocking off Fairfield 3-1. Texas A&M outblocked Fairfield 22-7. And Texas A&M hitting 296, Fairfield just 114. Well, Texas A&M yet to lose a set in this tournament. The Waves have gone 6-1. They shut out Cal Baptist and then beat Fairfield last night 3-1. We are underway. Connor in the back row, Hands drives it, able to get the kill. Holland Hands, an honorable mention All-American last year. She had 528 kills. She's one of the top servers in the nation. She has 64 aces, and she's valuable in the back row with 312 digs. This is McKenna Patterson, the middle blocker, and missing the serve, and the Waves get the ball back, and we're even at 1. We see that Trayana Rush gets the start for Texas A&M. As an outside hitter. She's 6'1", freshman from Texarkana, Texas, a terrific athlete. This is Lauren Davis, another freshman, and the shot was touched and a point for the Aggies. Lauren Davis, a top 20 recruit last year coming out of high school. Texas A&M, they come in only hitting as a team 244. They've held their opponents to a 191 hitting percentage. They, like Pepperdine, a strong serving team. The Aggies have out-aced their opponents 29-16. Ahrens taps it over. Over the middle, it is Patterson with a quick shot. Texas A&M 3, Pepperdine 1. For Pepperdine, they come in as a team hitting .265. Their opponents held to just a .177 hitting percentage, and as we mentioned, both teams strong service air. The Waves have aced their opponents 33-21. And again, they were dominant, out blocking Fairfield last night, 18-6. Tara Wiley had 6 big blocks. This is Rachel Ahrens, who leads Pepperdine with 12 service aces, and she missed it. Well, the Waves are very well rested. For Texas A&M, they played early this morning, but head coach Laura Kuhn in her second year really done a nice job managing her players and resting most of her key performers, which we figure to see tonight. They do start Mallory Talbert in the middle and not London Austin Roark, although we expect to see them as the Aggies score again and lead 5-2. Talbot, a 6'3" sophomore from Montgomery, Texas. In Samantha Sanders, an explosive outside hitter, athletic, a junior from Waco at 6'2", and in Austin Roark, 6'4" sophomore from Weatherford, Texas. We expect to see her. Kaylee Hames is having a great start to her career, the 6-foot freshman from Maryville, Tennessee. 66 kills, hitting .250. 5-3, Pepperdine trailing in the first set. Over the middle, bad pass, and Hands has to volley it over. On the outside, Scully drives it. Connor runs it down, finds Rush at the net, and we get a whistle. Ball may have hit the antenna, and a point to Pepperdine. Texas A&M 5, Pepperdine 4. Waves, they've won 3 in a row, and they have the luxury of being at home over the next 6 of 7 matches. So they certainly need to take advantage of that. They'll host the A6 tournament next week as Talbot gets the kill. Talbot, who came into this match today hitting .421. When you look at some of the hitting percentages, especially the outside hitters for Texas A&M, they have really struggled. Sanders is at .000. Hands, as good as she is, hitting just .052. Scully with a smash hit. We mentioned Holland Hands, and a top 35 recruit coming out of high school. Terrific athlete, played basketball, ran track. She was even a cheerleader as a high schooler. Plays guitar and sings. Wears number 9 for Texas A&M, and that's Hands, with the Waves able to control. Scully with a hit. Connor fires and gets it. Camille Connor, first team All-SEC last year, probably as good a setter as Pepperdine will see all season. 6'1" junior out of Katy, Texas. Averaged 10.27 assists per set last year. She wears number 18 for Texas A&M. And they're black and white, and they're moving right to left in the first set. 7-5 Texas A&M. Scully with a rip. Shannon Scully, a transfer from Utah. Played 1 year with the Utes. She's in her second season with the Waves, and she's a preseason all-conference selection. A big hitter and a strong serve. This is Isabel Zelaya, who came in off the bench last night and sparked the Waves when the Waves lost the first set to Fairfield, and then the Waves controlled things. Connor gets it over, and Zelaya had 42 assists in a little more than 3 sets. But because Connor's so active at setter, the Waves are going to have to shadow her and really make sure they know where she is at all times on the court. It does take away from your outside hitters, however, trying to defend them. That is a dilemma that all teams are going to face when they play Texas A&M. On the backside, Scully with a rip. Zelaya, who is a 4-time All-State performer, coming out of Tomball, Texas, Concordia Lutheran High School. And she was given the chance last night, and she made the most of it. Service air, 9-7 Aggies. For Texas A&M, their first 5 matches are on the road. As you see, Scott Wong, now in his 5th year, done a terrific job. He's assisted by Tara Hittle, Lindsey Berg, and Blossom Sato. This is Connor, also an excellent server. Zelaya finds Aarons with a smash, diving is Gomez. Connor runs it down, Rush with the hit, and able to score. Brianna Rush is starting to play more. Coming into today's match, has only played 6 sets, which is a talented freshman. Not sure if some of the Aggies players maybe have some injuries. But every team in this tournament has had 1 or 2 players out with some injuries. Rachel Aarons, who leads Pepperdine with 71 kills, also leads the team with 19 blocks. 10-8 Aggies. Pepperdine serving, Hannah Lishman tops Pepperdine with 88 digs, a 4-year starter. Just was named to the U.S. national team, 28-player roster. Little tap by Lauren Davis. 11-8 Aggies. Coming in to serve, Taylor Voss, 5'5" sophomore from Corpus Christi. Voss also a defensive specialist. Pepperdine and Texas A&M are meeting for the 9th time overall. They actually met last year. Scully from the back row. 11-9, Texas A&M. Waves attacking. Waves have a very quick athletic team. A lot of experience, but at the setter position, that's the big question mark. They have 2 outstanding freshman setters, but they probably need a little experience, but they are talented. Nice block by Wiley. Gomez punches it over for Texas A&M. Wiley on the backside. Voss is there. Connor taps it. Pepperdine on the offensive. Hames blocked back by Rush and able to get the point. Scott Wong off the bench for the first time in the West Coast Conference, which Pepperdine is a part of. You now have the opportunity and chance for video challenges. Scott Wong talking to Heather Pickett. He saw something that seemingly was off. And Madison Shields comes in the back row for Pepperdine. This is McKenna Patterson serving for Texas A&M. 12-9 Aggies. Delia, quick hitter by Wiley, knocked down by Talbert. This is Hames driving it. Tapped over by Hands. It comes back to Hames, who fires the shot. Was it touched? No. Waves thought it might have been touched, and they're going to challenge this call. Get 3 per set. Per match, and if it goes to a 5th set, then you get an additional 1. So they will take a look at this. Scott Wong talking with his team. The ruling on the court, again, it has to be definitive to overturn it, was that it was not touched in the point to Texas A&M, and the shot was long and out of bounds. There you see the Aggies. And these teams meeting for the 9th time. They actually met last year in College Station. The match won by Texas A&M. 3-0. They actually caught the Waves early. And for Texas A&M, they actually trail in the series, 5 wins to 3 for Pepperdine. They do have the advantage. As we see us on camera and trying to hide out here in the first set. Been a long day. So the Waves lead the series 5-3, but the Aggies beating Pepperdine 3-0 last year in College Station. This for a championship of the Pepperdine tournament. And the fans and the players enjoying the music and crowd on this Saturday night. It's warmed up here along the coast. About 82 degrees. Inland, it's probably well over 100. Not a lot of warm weather over the last week or so here in Southern California. A lot of people at the beach today. Pepperdine, if you're not familiar with them, they play out of the West Coast Conference. You know all about Gonzaga, Brigham Young, St. Mary's, one of the strongest, if not the strongest, mid-major athletic conference in the nation. Pepperdine is picked third behind Brigham Young and San Diego. BYU, they're saying no touch, at least they couldn't decipher. So the point will stand for Texas A&M. At a long look, and it's 13-9 Texas A&M. They had Gonzaga, Brigham Young, St. Mary's, San Francisco. 10 schools strong in the West Coast Conference. Double contact for the Waves, 14-9 Aggies. For Texas A&M playing in the Southeastern Conference, they are picked sixth as Pepperdine takes a timeout. And last year, the Aggies went 10-8, tying for fifth place, 17-13 overall, but they did not make the NCAA tournament. Pepperdine did last year. They finished second in the West Coast Conference. They went 22-9, 14-4 in the second place behind only Brigham Young that was ranked number one all season long until the end. And the Waves defeated Northern Iowa before losing to Wisconsin. Well, that's why we said that Texas A&M got Pepperdine early last year. They really came on strong. But for the Southeastern Conference, you have Kentucky picked to win the league. They won it last year, followed by Florida, Tennessee, Minnesota, and South Carolina, and then Texas A&M. But you get the feeling after watching the Aggies this week, they're a much stronger team than people will think. College Station, Texas, it is located about 180 miles south of Dallas, about 90 miles northwest of Houston. And the campus in Texas A&M is magnificent. And of course, a big day for the football team for Texas A&M. They had to go to number one Clemson. They gave them a pretty good game, but Clemson came away with a 24-10 win. Pepperdine hitting 235 to start the match. Texas A&M 643, 9 kills, 14 attempts, no attack errors. Waves 6 kills, 17 swings, 2 attack errors. Really blocking, both these teams are excellent blocking teams. Back row Scully as they try to go over the block, and the shot attempt no good. You know, that's how you attack a good blocking team, run a quick attack and a back row attack. Especially down the middle, you're only looking at one blocker most of the time. 15-9 Aggies on a nice run, and they get an ace. Now the Aggies on a 5-0 run and build their lead to 7 at 16-9. Well, you're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. Pepperdine Athletics would like to thank A6, the official outfitter of the Pepperdine University women's volleyball team. This is McKenna Patterson. On the outside, Hames goes inside, covered by Patterson. Rush will send it back. Zelaya, quick attack to Wiley. The Waves really trying to stay away from that blocking of Texas A&M. That time they run a backslide to Wiley at 6'5". Tara, a 3-time all-conference player. She leads the Waves hitting .404 and with 47 kills on the season. This is a Kaylee Hames to turn it to deliver on the block by Wiley and Zelaya. 16-11 Aggies. Now I mentioned Holland Hands, who's so talented, but she is an outstanding power hitter. But she would like to drive it through the defense almost on every swing. Rush on the other side, able to score. Now Hands is always going to look at double and triple teams. And she's so talented. Again, 528 kills last year. She did hit 228, which is a bit low, but an honorable mention All-American. So the Aggies serving, and this is Carly Basham, a freshman setter. The block is there, 18-11 Aggies. Basham heavily recruited, University of Connecticut and the University of Illinois. And this week, Illinois is ranked number 5 in the nation. Stanford sits at number 1 as you see Scott Wong. This is Basham once again. Over the middle, Wiley, the quick attack. Waves may be a little more athletic and quicker than Texas A&M. The size, probably the edge to the Aggies. They still have a lot of athleticism. And again, Sanders, who we have not seen as an extremely athletic outside hitter. But then again, so is Rush for the Aggies. Wiley serving. 2015, Tara was the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. Service air. 19-12, two strong serving teams, two excellent blocking teams. For the Waves, no aces, 3 airs. For Texas A&M, 1 ace, 2 airs. And this is Holland Hands, a strong jump server, 64 aces last year. A power hitter deluxe, and she delivers. Waves, nice job by Lishman, volleyed over by Hames. Connor on the backside, tapped over by Talbert. Waves again, Scully, and able to drop it in, Shannon Scully. 19-13, Aggies, the Waves get the ball back, and Scully to serve. 5 aces on the season, second only to Rachel Aarons, who has 12. Got a pretty good crowd here tonight, about 300-400. Waves able to score, 19-14. Waves down, there you see the Pepperdine mascot, Willie the Wave. You saw the most recent ESPN commercial with Jared Goff. It's in a conference room. They got all a bunch of guys in suits and ties, and Jared Goff complaining about something, talking about something. And in the middle of the conference table is Willie the Wave. With sunglasses, it's quite funny and humorous. So you get a chance, check it out. They call a violation rotation mistake by the Waves. And the point will go to Texas A&M as the officials will talk, official score. Wrong server for Pepperdine. Well, that will cost them 2013 Texas A&M. Aggies last year went 17-13, but did not make postseason play. Comes to Aarons, firing, knocked down Patterson and Connor. And the point to Pepperdine, the return out of bounds. Shannon Scully to bring it into play. 2014. And we get a floater serve at the net. Aarons pounds it down. O'Hara also there. Waves in their white and blue. And the Aggies, they have maroon, but they're in their black and white. Going down the road. They are 3-1. They've won 2 straight. Modest winning streak. Waves have won 3 in a row. Connor, the joust at the net, and Connor wins. Camille Connor, All-South region last year, 6'1" junior, top 100 recruit coming out of high school from Katy, Texas. Excellent server last season, 27 aces. And this is Connor stepping up. With the floater serve, a lot of ball movement. Back row, Scully over the block. Connor outside, Lauren Davis, the freshman. Talented player, outside hitter. As Pepperdine takes a timeout, 22-15, Texas A&M. They have not lost a set in this tournament, a perfect 6-0. Back-to-back shutouts over Cal Baptist and Fairfield this morning. While you're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network, make sure you like Pepperdine Waves Volleyball on social media. Follow Waves Volleyball on Twitter, on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Waves Volleyball and visit Pep Volley on Instagram. And on the internet, home of the Waves can be found at PepperdineWaves.com. News, schedules, scores, stats, and more can be found on the official athletics website. There you see the Pepperdine huddle. Olivia Arns directing this evening. A long weekend next weekend for Pepperdine. They host their A6 Classic, the 22nd annual. They will have Pittsburgh ranked number 10, Utah number 19, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo number 33. There's Willie the Wave. Pepperdine in the preseason was actually ranked number 30. They stumbled though at the North Texas tournament. They have a player or two having some injuries, and they hope to get them back within the next week. Pepperdine hitting 269, Texas A&M 579. 12 kills, 19 swings, 1 attack error. Blocking 3-2 Texas A&M. Waves without an ace and Texas A&M with 1. This is Camille Connor, the left-hander. On the backside, Aaron's able to drive it deep. This is Lauren Davis with a smash hit. Lauren's sister Morgan is a 6'4" junior middle. Lauren Davis, a prize recruit, a top 20. Coming out of Orlando, Florida. 23-15, Texas A&M. Back row Scully off the hands of Patterson. Very tough to defend, and as we mentioned, Pepperdine is extremely athletic. This is Hannah Lishman, the libero. Out of Kailua, Hawaii, a 4-year starter. And also an excellent server with a strong floater. Quick hitter to Patterson. Scully gets a touch. Over there is the lie to keep in play. And Lishman sends it back, and then the smash hit by Patterson. McKenna Patterson, who led the Aggies last year, hitting .313. He was a top 100 player coming out of high school and had 171 kills last year. Set point for the Aggies. This is Boss to bring it in. 24-16, Texas A&M. Good floater in the front court. Backside Aarons with a smash hit. Set point number 2, 24-17, Aggies. Rachel Aarons, who had a career best 6 aces on Thursday in the win over Cal Baptist. He leads the team with 12. Talented sophomore out of Orange County. Rush on the other side. The block is out of bounds. The point to Texas A&M, and the Aggies have won set number 1, 25-17, and take a 1-0 lead heading into the second set. An impressive performance by Texas A&M as they get the win on the road, and they execute it to perfection. They hit .609, a team that comes in hitting .244, 15 kills, 23 attempts, and 1 attack error. Blocking 3-2 Texas A&M. Pepperdine hit .310, which is pretty good. 13 kills, 29 attempts, just 4 attack errors. But the Waves did not have an ace, 4 errors. Texas A&M 1 ace and 2 errors. Lauren Davis 4 kills, 4 for Treyana Rush, leading Texas A&M. Pepperdine 6 kills by Shannon Scully and 4 for Rachel Aarons. Good crowd of around 300 plus on hand on this Saturday night. Texas A&M takes a 1-0 lead, 25-17. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. Firestone Fieldhouse on the Pepperdine campus in Malibu. Pepperdine, a small private school with about 7,500 students, tuition about 70,000 plus. One-of-a-kind location that overlooks the Pacific Ocean along the Pacific Coast Highway. Texas A&M, in fact, Texas A&M and Pepperdine men's basketball played a couple of years ago back in College Station, won by the Aggies. And again, the Pepperdine women's volleyball team was back in College Station last year, and the Texas A&M prevailed. Our officials for this evening's match: Summer McNair is the up official. The down official is Heather Pickett. 25-17, Texas A&M hitting .609 against the Pepperdine team that has held their opponents to just a .177 hitting percentage. It'll be Holland Hands to serve for Texas A&M. The All-American, just a strong power hitter, one of the best servers in the country. Zelaya remains as the setter for Pepperdine. We mentioned how athletic Hands is, and on top of everything else, on her mom's side of the family, she is related to Elvis Presley. That's worth something. And again, Holland plays guitar, is a singer, is a cheerleader in high school, played basketball, ran track, and a terrific volleyball player, top 35. And again, that hitting percentage coming into this morning, she was .052, that was really low. This is Hames driving at Gomez with a nice save. Hands in the back row with the smash hit. Oh, and Hands, she's just trying to overpower you. You'll look at the block and just try to drive it through it time and time again. And she is a senior at 6'1" out of Corpus Christi, Texas. And number 9, there you see Holland. Strong jump serve. Hames traps it over. Here comes the back row. Hands with the rip. Pepperdine, Aarons pounds it. Hands gets it over the overpass. Blocked there by Connor. Back row Scully. Touched by Texas A&M. Connor with the shot, and good. 2-0 Aggies. A nice rally by both teams. Laura Kuhn in her second year as head coach with Texas A&M. Prior to coming to College Station, she was the associate head coach at Kansas for 7 years. Jump serve. And Hames, the shot attempt is no good. Waves thought it might have been touched. 3-0 Aggies. For Laura Kuhn, she replaced Lori Corbelli, who was the head coach at Texas A&M for 25 years. And Coach Kuhn was an assistant at Miami of Florida for 3 seasons, an ace. When Hands gets it going, she can change the game quickly. And she's got back a couple of aces so far. Pepperdine wants a timeout. The Aggies building on their first set win, and now 4-0 in the second set. For Kuhn, assistant at Miami of Florida, assistant at Appalachian State. In 2015, Laura Kuhn was voted by the ABCA the National Assistant Coach of the Year, 2015, while she was at Kansas. She played her volleyball at Georgia Tech. She was an excellent outside hitter and graduated in 2004. Last year, 17-13 in her first season. You get the feeling they're going to be very good this year in the Southeastern Conference. I'm not sure they're going to sneak up on anybody, but they're going to make a lot of noise. Texas A&M hitting .615 for the match. 17 kills, 26 attempts, only 1 attack error. You get numbers like that. That beat a lot of teams. Pepperdine hitting .229, 13 kills, 35 attempts, and 5 attack errors. 2 aces for Texas A&M, only 2 errors. Pepperdine, no aces, 4 errors. Hands will be at the service line once again. So Holland Hands stepping to the line. She's a preseason All-SEC selection, as you would imagine. Being an honorable mention All-American last year. Hands 64 aces last season. Waves struggle, but they get it over. On the back set, Talbot, we get a whistle. Going to be a net. Going to be against Texas A&M. Point to Pepperdine. 4-1, the Waves trailing, but they get the ball back, and Nana Lishman, the libero. Texas A&M, 69,000 students at the school. Tuition about $29,000 per year. You get a small school like Pepperdine with 7,500. Resources a little bit larger than mid-major school. On the back set, Aarons with the shot. And apparently it might have been touched. It was, that's the call. 4-2 Aggies. We'll see if Laura Kuhn decides to get a challenge. Well, we can see it on our angles. You see Lishman waiting. So not using the green card to challenge. She'd like to have another official. What did she see? The up official. And now they're going to call the line judge over as well. If no one touches it, the ball goes out of bounds, and there'll be attack attempt error. The ruling on the court. It was touched, and the point for Pepperdine. It shows 4-2 in favor of the Aggies. Laura Kuhn doesn't use a challenge and wants to save those. You see the line judge. 4-2 Aggies. Hannah Lishman to serve. For Texas A&M, they go home next weekend. They play Northeastern. They'll play at Texas on September 20th. Number 3 team in the nation, Lauren Davis at 6'4" with a put away. 5-2 Aggies. Back in McKenna Patterson. We mentioned a top recruit coming out of high school, and for those who remember, you might remember her dad, Steve Patterson. He played basketball at UCLA under John Wooden back in the 1960s and won 3 national titles. Aaron shot, nice save by Hands. Lauren Davis fires. Lishman is there. On the outside, Hames with a rip and able to score. Aggies 5, Pepperdine 3. Well, Steve Patterson, unfortunately, since passed away a number of years ago, about 6'9". 3 national titles under John Wooden, played with Sidney Wicks and Curtis Rowe. Played in the NBA for 5 years with the Cavaliers and Bulls. McKenna making a name for herself. 6'3" junior from Phoenix, Arizona. Wiley pounds it. Connor on the quick hit to Patterson, but we get a whistle. Going to be a net against Pepperdine and a point for Texas A&M. 6'3" Aggies. Madison Shields comes in the back row. Waves looking to get a little better ball handling, as Camille Connor will be at the service line. Madison Shields, as a youngster, first started playing ice hockey, and she liked it so much she ended up playing with the guys. And she thought it was a great experience when she played at that lower level and such a young age. There wasn't any checking, but she learned all about discipline. They call her Mad Dog. She's one of those type of players who just give herself up for anything. If you see a wall, she'll go right through it. She's that dedicated and team-oriented. This is Kaylee Hames, a very fine freshman for Pepperdine. Patterson rejected by Wiley. They go outside Lauren Davis, and the shot no good. Texas A&M 6, Pepperdine 5. You know, the Waves are well rested. They played last night. Texas A&M, they look a little bit sharper, have that edge because they were on the court this morning. And knocked off Fairfield 3-0. You know, is there any advantage? You think Texas A&M might get a little tired, but again, sharper and have that edge because they played this morning. Pepperdine probably a little more rested, but maybe doesn't have quite the edge or sharpness yet as this match moves on. They may get a little better and get that timing down. 7-5 Aggies. This is Boss. Texas A&M, Wiley blocked up front, Patterson and Hands. Scott Wong, the head coach of Pepperdine in his 5th year, 71 wins and 55 losses. Before coming to Pepperdine, he was assistant coach at Hawaii, 2010 through 2014. He was the head coach of the beach volleyball team for a number of years in Hawaii. Scully, the block goes out of bounds, and Scully gets the point. 8-6, Waves down by a couple. Scott Wong also was an assistant coach at Pepperdine men's volleyball team from 2005 through 2009. He played his volleyball at Pepperdine, was a 3-time All-American, libero defensive specialist, Hands with a hit. It goes back row to Hames, her shot attempt, and Connor's there. Hands drops it over, diving to Shields. Scully blocked, Rush and Patterson. 9-6, Texas A&M. Scott Wong, who graduated Pepperdine in 2001, went on to play professional beach volleyball for 7 years. He's originally from Hawaii and still holds the Pepperdine school record for career digs at 807. Service ace for Texas A&M. Aggies 10, Waves 6. Both these teams unbeaten in this tournament, 2-0. Cal Baptist finished 1-2. Fairfield 0-3. They've gone home. The championship tonight. Connor runs it down, actually tips it over. Back row, Hames blocked there by Talbert. Kaylee Hames, high school All-American, top 45 recruit, won 4 state titles in 4 years at over 2,500 kills. Both of her parents are volleyball coaches, and her sister, Nicklin, is an All-American setter at Nebraska, who lost the national championship match to Stanford last year. Nebraska ranked number 2 this year. 11-6 Aggies. Scully goes above the block. On the backside, Rush, a good athlete and able to score with a smash hit. Kaylee Hames, as the Waves take a timeout, down 12-6. Kaylee, her mom, Christine, played volleyball at Oregon State and played for the Aussie national team. So for Kaylee Hames, she comes from a volleyball family and going to be an outstanding performer for the Waves, just a freshman in her 6th match. Texas A&M hitting 5-14 as you see the Aggies. 21 kills, 37 swings, 2 attack errors. Pepperdine 174, 16 kills, 46 attempts, 8 attack errors. The blocking 8-2, Texas A&M. Serving, the Aggies 3 aces, just 3 errors. Pepperdine no aces and 4 errors. Lauren Davis with 6 kills, 4 for Camille Connor, the setter. Also has 17 assists. We mentioned all opponents are going to have to shadow Camille Connor, who is such an offensive threat for Texas A&M. Last year she had 161 kills. Brianna Rush has 5 kills and 5 swings and no attack errors. She's hitting 1,000. For Pepperdine, Shannon Scully with 7 kills, 5 for Rachel Aarons. Waves down 1-0. Losing set 1, 25-17. They trail 12-6 in the second set. And McKenna Patterson to serve. Aggies moving left to right in the set number 2. Waves have always been a strong volleyball program, as you would imagine, along Southern California coast. Hands, fires away. Lishman gets it. Scully sends it back. Aggies, Hands again with a rip. The shot attempt, and apparently was touched. And a point for Hall and Hands. Check it, they call a net against Pepperdine. So Hands Shot attempt was no good, but the violation against the Waves. Now we get a service error, and it's 13-7. Pepperdine gets the ball back, down by 6. Isabel Zelaya, the freshman from Tomball, Texas. Well, Isabel had 42 assists last night with a deep floater. Connor, quick hit. Waves able to, we're ready for it. Comes out to Scully, who slams it, able to score. 13-8 Aggies. So Isabel Zelaya, a high school All-American, 4 times All-State in the state of Texas. Her mom, Kristen, was an outside hitter at Texas Tech. Her dad, Rod, was an exceptional track athlete. As the Aggies are going to have a video challenge. I think they're trying to call a net, thinking against Pepperdine. We'll see what the officials look at. We mentioned Isabel's dad, Rod, was an All-American trackster. Javelin was his specialty, also at Texas Tech. As you see, Laura Kuhn talking with her team. So we'll see what they decide and what they see. Each team is given 3 video challenges per match. If it goes to set 5, each team gets 1 additional. At some point in time, and this is a relatively new rule, it's certainly in the West Coast Conference that has now become mandatory. It is not an NCAA mandated rule, but a lot of conferences use it. Pac-12, I'm sure the SEC, amongst others, Big Ten. But for the first year, the West Coast Conference will use it, which Pepperdine is a member of. Scott Wong and his team, a good crowd on this Saturday night on a warm Southern California evening. Kind of humid outside. 82 degrees along the coast, meaning it's well over 100 inland. Waves unbeaten at home this year, 2-0. They were 12-1 last season. 6 of the next 7 will be here in Malibu. And next week, the A6 Classic, the 22nd annual. The point will stand. Apparently what she was challenging is something you cannot challenge. There are rules that there are some things you can look at and some you cannot. And I think she was challenging the net, and I guess they denied it. It was confirmed that it was not a violation. This is Talbert with the hit over the middle, O'Hara. Rush from the outside. The shot attempt is good. Texas A&M 14, Pepperdine 8. And Carly Basham comes in to serve. He is a backup setter. He moves Connor to the outside when Basham is in there. Basham, a terrific high school career. As the shot by O'Hara goes long, no good. It was not touched. 7-point lead for the Aggies, 15-8. Well, Carly Basham, recruited by UConn and Illinois. Her mom, Kelly, played basketball at the University of Louisville. But at Assumption High School, we get a whistle. We're going to get a violation, double contact against Pepperdine, or maybe a net. But either way, the point will go to Texas A&M, 16-8 Aggies. And the Waves will make a change. Taya Mahi, 5'10" redshirt freshman from Cedar Falls, Iowa, comes in at center. He was starting early on, struggled against Fairfield last night, replaced by Zelaya. Now Mahi's back in. She's a transfer from Northern Iowa. Aarons fires. Voss gets a touch. Gomez finds hands with a rip and able to score. All in hands is all about power. And she drives it for the kill. She has 4 for the Aggies. And last season, 528 kills. Right, number 9 for Texas A&M. Mai on the backside to Scully. The block goes way out of bounds. Point for Pepperdine. Texas A&M 17, Pepperdine 9. But Basham, playing at Assumption High School in Louisville, won her last 57 matches and ended up her high school team 2 national championships over a 2-year period. For a great high school career, Gomez cannot get it. Callie Gomez from Cali, Colombia. She plays on the Colombian national team and transferred from Miami-Dade Community College, where she won 2 national JC championships, 2016 and 2017. Hands, the block goes out of bounds. Hands the point, 18-10. Of course, we talked about Connor being the threat, but when you play Texas A&M, your #1 focus is on number 9, as you see, Holland Hands. This is the player you're going to throw 2, maybe 3 blockers at. It may not be enough. She's such a strong hitter. The senior with a great jump serve. Over the middle, O'Hara, knocked down by Lauren Davis and Talbert. On the other side, Hames. That is blocked by Talbert and Connor. Back to Hames. Covered there by Basham. Ball is batted. Aarons. Scully volleys it back. At the net, they joust. Hames kept in play by Texas A&M. Waves another chance. Backside, Aarons with a kill. Oh, a nice rally by both teams. Nice set by Mahi, who's averaging 8.71 assists per set. Zelaya 8.10. Either way, the Waves have 2 excellent freshman setters. But again, they are freshmen. They are surrounded for some very talented players, however. Waves down by 7, 18-11, and there's Hames with a quick hit. One thing about Kaylee Hames, when you watch her, and we've seen her now in the 3rd match, just never beats herself. She has a great court presence, makes plays, very few of any mistakes. For a freshman, that is outstanding. And he comes from parents who are both volleyball coaches. The Waves able to score. Pepperdine trying to make a comeback. The block up front, Tara Wiley. 18-13, Texas A&M. This is Hannah Lishman. Good floater. A lot of movement. Lauren Davis with a tap. Mahi able to get it. And Aarons blocked up front. Lauren Davis and Mallory Talbert. Davis is 6'4", very athletic. Talbert 6'3", a sophomore. Lauren Davis is a freshman. Camila Gomez to serve. The libero. The senior Aarons with a hit. And there's Patterson with a quick hitter. A quick attack by Texas A&M. And the realization, if you're Laura Kuhn, the head coach, Texas A&M, knowing that teams have to double the outside, keep an eye on Connor. That quick attack is there all the time. And we've seen it tonight. Patterson, Talbot have been effective. 2013, Waves down. This is Patterson with the hit, and the shot attempt was touched, so a point for Texas A&M.
Gomez.
21-13, Camila Gomez, the libero. Checking on something. Delay, a warning given to Pepperdine. A delay of game. Waves down 1-0. Texas A&M at 6:09, wins 25-17. Ball hits a light fixture. Oh, great effort there by Connor, but couldn't come up with it. Now, here at Firestone Fieldhouse, again, it is a small arena, and they have all these light fixtures that sit rather low. And they do go over the ground rules before the match, and those light fixtures, if it hits, one of them is still in play, as long as it stays on your side. Connor with a quick hitter. 22-14 Aggies. Camille Connor, again, probably as good a setter the Waves will face all season long. First team all SEC, all South region. Just does everything, really runs the show, quarterbacks this A&M team. Nice quick hitter by Mahi. 22-15, Texas A&M. The Waves get the ball back, and Kaylee Haynes. Texas A&M has brought some fans, so they had an eye on college football today. The football team lost. Hands out of the back row at the kill. Losing to #1 Clemson in South Carolina, 24-10. 23-15, Texas A&M with the lead and serving. This is Boss with the jump floater. Mahi, Scully from the outside, covered by Texas A&M. Rush, blocked back by Wiley and Scully, and the Waves able to score. Pepperdine comes up with a big block, and there you see Tara Wiley. 3 times all-conference, top 75 recruit out of Indianapolis, Indiana. She came out of high school. 5th-year senior. Jump serve, the overpass. The Waves struggle with it, but will get it over. Haynes with a hit and a kill. Well, the Waves fortunate, but they get the point. Texas A&M with a 23-17 advantage. Wiley with the jump serve. Hands, pounds it able to score. Set point for Texas A&M, 24-17. Yeah, we likened Hands to a minor league pitcher who throws 100 miles an hour on every pitch. Then change ups, then work inside or out. He just fires away. And that's all in Hands, and really, that's a compliment. Waves able to score. And the reason we bring it up, because I was at a minor league baseball game one year, and this pitcher threw 100 miles an hour on every pitch, and we asked the scout why he's not in the major leagues. He says every pitch is 100 miles an hour. Every pitch is the same. Well, that's Hands. Being a senior, you want to go inside, outside, change things up, go up and down, but not Hands. He just drives it on every hit. Over the middle, that is Talbot, but the Waves keep it in play. Ball blocked by Hands and Talbot. Pepperdine again, Scully off the blocks, and Pepperdine scores. And all in Hands is a terrific player, exciting to watch, but every pitch is 100 miles an hour sometimes. This is Mahi serving. Set point #3, and there's Hands with the put away. And Texas A&M goes up 2-0, winning 25-17 and 25-19 to take a 2-0 lead. Texas A&M now 8-0 in sets in this tournament, yet to be beaten. And the Waves will try to turn things around. In set #3, the teams switch. Texas A&M hitting .433 for the match, 31 kills, 60 swings, 5 attack errors. Blocking Texas A&M 10, Pepperdine 8. Waves have done a better job at the net. Pepperdine, though, hitting just .211. Pepperdine 25 kills, 71 attempts, and 10 attack errors. Waves without an ace, and that is certainly one of their strengths. They have out-aced their opponents this year, 33-21, but none today. Texas A&M with 3 aces and 4 errors. Camille Connor with 5 kills, 25 assists, and 3 digs in the block. Triana Rush with 6 kills. All in Hands with 8 kills, hitting .438. Came into this match, or today's action, hitting .052. There's Willie the Wave. and Lauren Davis with 6 kills. For Pepperdine, 11 for Shannon Scully. And then really no one else. Kaylee Hames has 4. We will take a quick break. The Waves are down 2-0. We'll try to rally in set number 3 in this Pepperdine tournament, the championship match. We'll come back. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. We get ready for the start of set number 3. Pepperdine down 2-0. Pepperdine has not been shut out this year, although it is very early. Last year, Pepperdine was shut out 5 times and recorded 12 sweeps. Texas A&M had 7 shutouts. They were shut out only twice last season. So the Waves down 2-0. Our officials for tonight's match. Summer Vicknair is the up official, Heather Pickett the down official. Texas A&M 25-17, 25-19. Texas A&M comes in 3-1, Pepperdine 3-2 on the year. Waves picked 3rd out of a strong West Coast conference. Texas A&M, they are picked 6th in the Southeastern Conference. Scott Wong, the head coach of Pepperdine, in his 5th year. Laura Kuhn in her 2nd season with the Aggies. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. Pepperdine Athletics would like to extend its thanks to the following businesses for their support this season: University Credit Union, Chick-fil-A, Thomas Hirsch DDS, Sharky's Wood-Fired Mexican Grill, Duke's Malibu, Coca-Cola, and the Waves start with the Cervecear, side out Texas A&M, and they grab a 1-0 lead. The parking spot, Plycon Transportation Group, Warner Center Marriott, Malibu Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Westside Doubletree by Hilton, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Valley Electrical Services, and Spruzzo Restaurant and Bar, all of our fine sponsors this season. Hand serving, and there's the kill by Hames, 1-1. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast Pep Talk, which features interviews with the coaches, student athletes, administrators, and alums that make Pepperdine so great. You can find them on any podcasting app or at pepperdinewaves.com. Chris Dilworth of the water polo team is this week's guest, so tune in when you get a chance. Lauren Davis rejected by Aarons and Wiley when we get a whistle. Back row violation against Texas A&M. Back row violation against Texas A&M. Pepperdine will get the point in the serve, 2-1 Waves. It is a long road back, but they are at home. Out of around 300-400 on hand. Get a whistle, maybe inadvertent. We'll see. They're going to do it over again. Officials have done a nice job today. Through the whistle, just maybe she wanted to hear the sound, see if it was working. Says no. It's Summer Vicknair. 2-1 Pepperdine. Aggies up 2-0. With these teams 2-0 in this tournament. And this figured to be the feature match over the 3 days. Mahi finds Hames with a rip. The shot is no good. We're tied at 2. Pepperdine with 1 shutout this season. Texas A&M with a couple, and both in this tournament. Pepperdine bench, and this is Gomez. Mahi outside to Hames off the blocks and able to score. But she read the double block, Connor and Patterson, and went to the outside and able to get the point. Rachel Aarons, 12 aces on the season. The Waves still looking for their first service ace. That's a strong serving team that dominated teams with their serve last year. Lauren Davis on the outside, able to score. Waves last season out-aced their opponents 175 to 107. Texas A&M, as we mentioned, also a strong serving team led by Holland Hands. 179 aces, which Hands at 64 to 135 overall by the opponent. This is Connor. 3-3 in the third. Waves down 2 sets to none. Backslide to Wiley, who taps it over. Back row Hands, red blocked by Wiley. Watch Wiley again. Boy, that is so tough, especially a power hitter like Hands coming out of the back row. Back row tack rarely is stopped. Hames serving. 4-3 Pepperdine. Rush has to hit it. Lishman gets a touch. Scully on the other side. Batted over by Patterson. Diving save by Shields. And the joust to the net won by Patterson. Scott Wong assisted by Tara Hiddle, Lindsey Berg, and Blossom Sato, last year's setter. First team all-conference, a senior. And that's something that the Waves will go through an adjustment. Timing doesn't seem to be quite there tonight. They struggled a little bit against Fairfield early, and they got things going. Scully with a rip, rushes there along with Patterson. Back to Scully. She'll go on the outside. Patterson, the shot is good. McKenna Patterson. 5-4 Texas A&M. Scott Wong off the bench. So check with the down official. And did you have a good look? She said, yeah. Voss serving. Mai finds Scully with a smash hit. Taya Mahi, the transfer from Northern Iowa. You know, when you become a starter, especially when you're a young player, you have to work that much harder to keep that position. And if you're trying to get that position, a reserve, you got to work just as hard, if not harder, to get in the lineup. Allie O'Hara with the point. Got a good pass, and then right there's O'Hara. Again, the serve by Wiley, putting pressure on Texas A&M. 6-5 Pepperdine service here. You know, you talk with coaches, they will tell you 2 things you need to do to have great success in the game of volleyball. Serve and receive. And they certainly encompass a lot of things. If you serve well, you put a lot of pressure on the opponent. They struggle to set up their offense and don't get a great look. O'Hara blocked at the net. That was Holland Hands. 7-6 Aggies. And if you receive well, and you can set your offense and get high percentage shots and get a lot of points. Those are 2 things that coaches key on and work on every day. It's across the country. Trying to run it down is Hands with a great effort. The point to Pepperdine. We're even at 7. Taya Mahi back in the serve. Taya, top beach volleyball player on top of everything else, would like to become a volleyball coach down the road. Her parents own a volleyball club. I say by Mahi. Comes to Scully, goes over the block. There's Connor. Gomez, Hands, drops it over. Nice save by Scully. Gomez again. This comes Hands, rips it and gets the point. Well, let's see. You see, I might have hit the antenna out of bounds. And a point to Pepperdine. 8-7 Waves. Talking about Taya Mahi. Her dad, Kalani, is a former head coach at the University of Oklahoma. Was an assistant at Illinois and Bradley and Northern Iowa. For Taya and Isabel and Kelly, they come from volleyball families. And it certainly shows on the court. Mahi and Hames, both freshmen. And Zelaya, also a first-year player. Oh, what a block. O'Hara and Aarons. 9-7 Pepperdine. O'Hara, an emotional leader on this team, comes up big. Mahi again. The floater. Over the middle, Talbert. Waves control. O'Hara's shot attempt. No good. Pepperdine 9, Texas A&M 8. Carly Basham back in. And the Aggies, another setter and ball handler in there. We talked about Carly's great high school career. We saw Scott Wong along the sidelines. 10-8 Pepperdine. Shannon Scully will serve. You know, the natural tendency, if you're up 2-0, sometimes you're let down off the blocks, Talbot. And seemingly Pepperdine playing better in this third set. And for Texas A&M just trying to get that intensity back. And give the credit to Pepperdine, up 10-9. And this is Holland Hands. 64 aces last year. Well, she puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. Rachel Aarons with a kill. Give the credit to Hannah Lishman to handle that tough serve. Pepperdine 11, Texas A&M 9. Waves home next Friday and Saturday, the A6 Classic. A strong field will come into Malibu Friday and Saturday. It will be a busy weekend. Mahi got a touch, but Talbot the point. Aggies get the ball back, down by 1, 11-10, and Camila Gomez to serve for Texas A&M out of College Station, Texas. They are picked 6th in the Southeastern Conference. This week, top team in the nation, Stanford, Nebraska number 2, Texas 3rd. Texas A&M has to play Texas on September 20th in Austin. Wisconsin 4th, Illinois 5th. Out of the West Coast Conference, Brigham Young is ranked 13th, San Diego number 25. Patterson in the way is able to get the point. Mahi. 13-10 Pepperdine. Nice job by the Waves, and Texas A&M wants a timeout as the Waves make a move and try to take this to a 4th game at home, where last year they went 12-1. And you see the Aggies along the sidelines. And Laura Kuhn, the head coach. Now you're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. Pepperdine student athletes compete with purpose. The athletics department is committed to Christian values, to the academic well-being of our student athletes, and to competing for championships. Get to know our student athletes on the Competing with Purpose blog, located at PepperdineWaves.com. All in hands, number 9 for Texas A&M. Waves huddled around their head coach, Scott Wong. Pepperdine hitting .224 for the match. 32 kills, 85 swings, 13 errors. Texas A&M a strong .351. Got on such a great start, hitting .609 in the first set. 36 kills, 77 attempts, and 9 attack errors. Blocking is all even at 11. The Waves done a much better job at the net. Diggs, 34-29, Texas A&M. Waves still without an ace, 6 errors. Texas A&M, 3 aces, 6 errors. Hands with 8 kills. Patterson with 7, 6 for Rush, and 7 for Lauren Davis, leading Texas A&M. They joust, and Hames wins it. 14-10 Pepperdine. For the Waves, Shannon Scully with 13 kills, 8 for Rachel Ahrens, and 6 for Kaylee Hames. Anna Lishman with 7 digs, the libero for Pepperdine. And we're going to get a challenge.
Whether or not the ball hit the floor, they calling the ball down. She thinks they dug the ball.
They will get a video challenge by Texas A&M on that last point given to Pepperdine. Aggies are saying the ball hit the floor and not kept in play by Pepperdine. We'll see as they take a look again. Every time they look at a review, and that goes for every sport, it has to be definitive that the official gets the right angle. They may not have it. They have a couple of cameras to look at. They got slow motion, stop action. In some facilities, like the Pac-12, they probably have 3 or 4 cameras you can get a view. So in the professional ranks, you have countless looks and angles. But it's the first year for the West Coast Conference for a video replay and challenge. I still think sooner or later they got to put a time limit on it. 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, I don't know. Somebody said at one time in one match it took 10 minutes to review. That's way too long. I mean, either you see it or you don't. You look at different angles. See what the call is going to be. The video. The officials looking say it was inconclusive. They just could not tell. Again, it has to be definitive to reverse the call, and it was not. And the point will stand for Pepperdine. They lead 14-10. Rachel Ahrens, talented sophomore on the all-freshman team last year. Big hitter for the Waves. You see Heather Pickett, the down official. Go over to Laura Kuhn. Out of a maybe 400 or 500 on hand at Firestone Fieldhouse on a college football Saturday. Well, the Waves will serve. A little bit of momentum here in set number 3. Connor outside Lauren Davis. The Waves cover. Ahrens volleyed over by Scully. Patterson on the backslide drives it. Pepperdine has it. Hames off the blocks. Gomez with a nice save. Lauren Davis's shot is no good. A point for Pepperdine. 15-10. Waves out in front. Pepperdine on a 4-0 run. Connor sets Lauren Davis with a smash. The Waves have it. Wiley on the backside. His shot attempt is good. It was touched by Texas A&M. 16-10 Waves on a 5-0 run. Coming in for Texas A&M, Samantha Sanders, a 6'2" junior from Waco, Texas. A very athletic outside hitter. She played one set earlier this morning. She did not play in the first match against Cal Baptist. She has struggled with her hitting, but she is athletic, a strong power hitter. Waves able to get it back. Here's Sanders who volleys it over. Pepperdine Mahi with the hit. Patterson drives it. Waves again. Wiley. And the Wiley able to score. A 6-0 run for Pepperdine. 17-10 Waves. Rachel Ahrens again. Again, we talk about getting your timing back and getting that sharpness and edge, and maybe the Waves have found it. This is Sanders slamming it. Waves able to control. Wiley with a put away. Timeout taken by the Aggies. 18-10. A 7-0 run for Pepperdine. And they build up a big lead, 18-10 over Texas A&M. There have been 7 ties, 5 lead changes in the third set. The Waves reeling off the last 7. Pepperdine in this set hitting .350, 10 kills, 20 attempts, and 3 attack errors. For Texas A&M hitting minus .038, 5 kills, 26 attempts, and 6 attack errors. The first set they hit .609. Okay, they are playing the second match of the day. Do they start to get tired? And we saw how sharp they were in the first 2 sets. And now as the match wears on, you play 2 matches in a day, you might start to feel the fatigue. Pepperdine well rested, but not quite as sharp and having that edge until now. Waves led by Shannon Scully, 13 kills and 8 digs for the junior out of Huntington Beach. Texas A&M, 8 kills for Holland Hands. Camille Connor has been quiet lately, 5 kills, 29 assists, 4 digs. Waves serving, riding Rachel Aarons. And there's the quick hitter by Connor. We just mentioned that Camille Connor has been very quiet of late. She's back in the front row and gets a point, 18-11. That breaks the 7-0 run by Pepperdine. And Connor will serve. Sanders still in the lineup for Texas A&M. My outside to Hames, who drives it. Shot no good. Got a good look, went inside, but trying to avoid that block because the Aggies are so strong up front. Pepperdine very aware of that, sometimes rushing a little bit too quick. They get a good shot attempt. My back row, Scully fires. And apparently no good. Scott Wong off the bench again, 18-13. Aggies lead 2 sets to none. 25-17, 25-19, and Coach Wong is gonna video challenge it. They will take a look. The initial call was the shot attempt was no good, it was long. Scott Wong is saying it was touched in the back row by Texas A&M. Well, we'll see. You see Scott Wong talking to Kaylee Hames, Shannon Scully, his assistants with him, Lindsey Berg and Tara Hiddle. This is a big play. Turns it to 19-12 as opposed to 18-13. And Texas A&M riding the serve of Camille Connor. You see Texas A&M breaking huddle. Well, they continue to review. If they don't get the right angle, they're not sure, can't see it properly, not definitive, then the initial call stands. As they continue to look. And Pepperdine waiting patiently. And this takes time and reviewing. Let's just get to the point. It just goes on and on and on. If you're on a run like Pepperdine has been,
all of a sudden you kind of lose that momentum. You have to stop and wait. And this goes on and on and on. You know, if you're a coach, you know, depending on the situation, you might think, you know, maybe I don't want to challenge to slow the game down and keep things going. Just depends where the game is at and where you're at in the match. They continue to look. Scott Wong said a back row player. This is way, way too long. Again, the down official is the only one who can make the call. She cannot get any help from anyone else. In other sports, you always get a second and third opinion. You can talk to somebody else, but not in volleyball. It's not yet. They'll explain to the official scorekeeper. 18-13. The point went to the Aggies. Will it be reversed? Inconclusive again. She just could not tell. Didn't have the angle. Point stands for Texas A&M. Scott Wong gets the explanation. He certainly is not happy. Former three-time All-American at Pepperdine. Defensive specialist libero. Graduated in 2001. Played professional beach volleyball for 7 years. Because it took so long to finally get a decision. Now they're explaining that decision, which taken even longer. Somebody at courtside decided to put on a football game. Not quite sure who it is. It looks like Tennessee BYU, if I'm not mistaken. BYU out of the West Coast Conference. They aren't independent in football. Yeah, that's what it is. But this is going on and on and on. This is crazy. This is well over 5 minutes. This cannot continue in this sport. Well, the good news, they got music going on and people are enjoying themselves, and the air conditioning is working here at Firestone Fieldhouse. It did not a couple of nights ago, and it has been warm. All right, Scott Wong goes back to the bench. 18-13 Waves. Texas A&M football. They battled Clemson today. They came up short 24-10. Were very competitive. Texas A&M is ranked number 12 in the nation. Okay, they play Clemson. Now they're going to get Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Auburn down the road out of the SEC. Aggies schedule second to none. They'll still go to a bowl game when it's all said and done. Hames over the block. And there's Wiley with his stuff. 19-13, Pepperdine. There's Wiley with the left hand. This is Kaylee Hames, the freshman out of Maryville, Tennessee. Gonna be an all-conference player when it's said and done. In the back set, Sanders firing away. What a save by Hames. Skelly drives it and scores. So I give the credit to Kaylee Hames to handle Samantha Sanders. That is not easy. Sanders is a power hitter plus. 2013, Pepperdine trying to get this to a 4-set. And the final match of this Pepperdine tournament, the championship. Patterson with a put away. We do get word now that there will be no more challenges in the rest of this match due to technical difficulties. You know, that's really very helpful, to tell you the truth. Very beneficial to everybody in the arena. And doing everyone a favor, to tell you the truth. Quick hitter by Mahi. Nice save by Connor. Hands blocked. And it goes out of bounds. The power of Holland hands. So no more challenge the rest of the way. And I believe each coach had 1 or 2 remaining. 2015 Pepperdine. And so Voss to serve. My outside Skelly with the hit. On the other side, Wiley blocked back by Hands and Patterson. Wiley again Gomez with a great dig and volleys it over. Oh, tremendous play by Gomez. Scully's shot. It was touched. Point for Pepperdine. 21-15 Waves. Darren Wiley to serve. 2015, the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year, 3 times All-Conference, honorable mention last year. This is Hands driving it. Waves, Hames comes up with it. Scully with the hit. We get a whistle. Point for Pepperdine. 22-15. We get a timeout taken by the Aggies. Well, I think when you lose a challenge, you might lose a timeout. So they will continue. I don't think Laura Kuhn had any timeouts remaining. 22-15 Pepperdine. Keep in mind, this is a very good Pepperdine squad. Went to the NCAA last year, 22-9. Finished second in a strong WCC. And won a first-round match before losing to Wisconsin. Waves get it over, but the point goes to Texas A&M Hands. 22-16. It's McKenna Patterson. His dad, Steve, played basketball under John Wooden at UCLA back in the 60s. Won 3 national titles. He was about 6'9". Scully again, firing away. McKenna's 6'3". This is Tayamai to serve. Olivia Arns is our director tonight. She's been throughout the season in this tournament. Service error, 23-17. Aggies still have a long way to go. And they bring in Carly Basham to serve, the freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Mai finds Aarons, who drives it, comes right back, the block by Talbert and Connor. Aarons again pounds it off the blocks and able to score. Set point for Pepperdine. Aarons also a power hitter, as is Hames. Set point for the Waves. Scully serving. Outside, Hands delivers. All in Hands with a kill. Set point number 2 for Pepperdine, 24-18. And this is Holland Hands. Again, she has a strong jump serve, but she's got to keep it in play with the set on the line. We'll see if she takes something off of it. Not a chance. He delivers the hard one. Aarons with the shot, no good. Set point number 3 for Pepperdine. 24-19. Hands leading the Aggies with 11 kills, 8 digs. Honorable mention All-American, 528 kills last year, 64 aces. And she delivers. Over the middle, O'Hara, and that's it. Pepperdine wins. 25-19. Teams will change sides. The Aggies with a 2-1 advantage as we'll get ready for set number 4 in this best 3 out of 5. Pepperdine in that third set, it's 3-14, 17 kills, 35 attempts, 6 attack errors. Texas A&M dropping off, hitting just 118, 10 kills, 34 swings, 6 attack errors for the match. Texas A&M hitting 319, Pepperdine 245. Blocking, the Waves have the edge, 13-11. Digs, the Aggies, 40-38. Waves still without an ace, 7 errors. Aggies 3 aces and 6 errors. All in Hands with 11 kills, topping Texas A&M. Camille Connor 6 kills, 31 assists, 5 digs, and the block. Pepperdine, Shannon Scully with 17 kills and 8 digs. And 9 for Rachel Ahrens. 2-1 Texas A&M will get ready for set number 4. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. On that third set, 7 ties, 5 lead changes. The Waves playing better, executing. Scott Wan wants to get the tempo of this match a little quicker after Pepperdine scores. And they were able to do that and able to get the win. And that big 7-0 run midway through this third set propels Pepperdine to the victory. Texas A&M winning set 1, 25-17. Second set, 25-19. Pepperdine wins 25-19. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network on the internet. Home of the Waves can be found at PepperdineWaves.com. News, schedule, score, stats, and more can be found on the official athletics website. Again, no more video challenges because of technical difficulties. We will not have those stoppages again. The last one, well over 5 minutes. Not only it took so long to look at it, trying to get a definitive and make a decision, but then the explanation took another 2 or 3 minutes. The officials, up official Summer Vicknair, the down official Heather Pickett. It will be Texas A&M. They're moving left to right in their black and white, Pepperdine in their white and blue. And Holland Hands, who's leading the Aggies with 11 kills. He also has a service ace and 8 digs. Honorable mention All-American last year for a team that tied for 5th in the SEC. Jump serve, Mahi, and it's still at setter, and the block. Connor along with Talbert. 1-0 Aggies. You kind of wonder, and again, the longer this goes, it favors Pepperdine. Aggies playing their second match of the day. They started at 11 a.m. this morning. They beat Fairfield 3-0. Sat around all day. An hour and 40 minutes into this match. And maybe as things continue, it will favor Pepperdine. We're even at 1. Tara Wiley. Serve goes long for the Waves. No aces, 8 errors. Coaches will tell you they'd like to see aces to error ratio about 1-2, 1-3. You get 3 aces, 9 errors. 2 aces, 4 errors. Okay, that's good. You win some matches. But aces, 0 for Pepperdine. 8 errors. They're going to struggle, but O'Hara gets a kill. Taya Mahi continues as the setter. Again, the Waves have 2 very fine first-year setters. And this is Taya Mahi, the redshirt freshman, the transfer from Northern Iowa. This is hit there by Lauren Davis as Connor and Gomez get tangled up. Fortunately, both are okay. A miscommunication. 3-2 Pepperdine. Shot attempt no good. Mahi again with the floater. Connor on the back set. Patterson tips. O'Hara gets a touch but cannot control. With 3-3. And of course, if you're Pepperdine, you work so hard in that third set to get a win and get this to a 4-set. How much does that take out of you? Camille Connor, the 7. The premier players in the Southeastern Conference. Outside, Aaron slams it. The shot was touched. A point for Pepperdine. Rachel Aarons, very talented sophomore out of Trabuco Canyon down in Orange County, here in Southern California. Lauren Davis able to score. A 4-4 tie. Pepperdine 3-2 on this season, 2-0 in the tournament. Scott Wong in his 5th year, head coach of the Waves. Pepperdine out of the West Coast Conference. Texas A&M from the Southeastern Conference, 3-1. Coached by Laura Kuhn, 2nd year. Aarons goes over the block. This is Patterson with a tip. Diving is Mahi, and they're going to say the ball hit the ground. Great effort by Taya. Taylor Voss to serve, drops it in the front court. Good serve over the middle, O'Hara. Great play by Kaylee Hames to handle a very difficult serve, and then the Waves able to execute the offense. 5-5, and the Waves want to quicken the tempo a little bit after they score. And not an emotional play. Lishman, that gets away from her. No aces, 9 errors for Pepperdine. And playing a good team like Texas A&M, you got to execute your serve, keep the pressure on your opponent. This is McKenna Patterson. Ball is batted, and right there is Hands to knock it down. 7-5 Texas A&M. The one question, how much did that third set take out of the Waves in getting this to a 4-set? And about 500 on hand at Firestone Fieldhouse on this Saturday night. Hames drives it. Nice save by Patterson. Hands goes over the top. On the back set, Aarons, the shot, no good. One thing Pepperdine is trying to do against that very strong block and size of Texas A&M, and when they make the shot attempt, they're going high. They'll either want to completely go over it or try to hit the tip of their hands. It takes away into the block by Texas A&M. Scully from the back row. Right there is Connor. Patterson sets Rush, who gets it over the block. The same thing said for Texas A&M, going over the Pepperdine block. Rush again with a push and gets it. Aggies 9, Pepperdine 5, timeout Waves. Down 2-1 in this best 3 out of 5. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast Pep Talk, which features interviews with the coaches, student athletes, administrators, and alums that make Pepperdine so great. You can find that on any podcasting app or at PepperdineWaves.com. Chris Dilworth of the water polo team is the guest this week. Get a chance, tune in. And Pepperdine Athletics would like to thank A6, the official outfitter of the Pepperdine University women's volleyball team. What a championship match. Texas A&M listening. And players to Laura Kuhn. And you see the Pepperdine bench. A number of students on hand tonight. Beaches crowded along the coast where Pepperdine is located. Their women's soccer team, Pepperdine squad, usually nationally ranked, off to a tough start. Lost last night at Cal Poly SLO. They return home on Friday afternoon against number 3, Stanford, here in Malibu. 9-5 Aggies. Pepperdine hitting .235 for the match. Texas A&M .333. Blocking is even at 13 apiece. But the Waves, no aces, 9 errors. Aggies 3 aces, 7 errors, a little better than 1-to-2 ratio, very good. Mahi finds Hames, goes outside, the shot missing. 10-5 Aggies. A 4-0 run for Texas A&M, make it 5-0. This was all tied up at 5 early on in set 4. Wiley over the middle. Wiley against Talbert. Rachel Aaron serving, breaks the 5-0 run by Texas A&M, 10-6 Aggies. Outside hands, fires, and got it. Well, she saw the block and went down the line. Scott Wong cannot challenge it because they're having technical difficulties with the equipment. He's up off the bench and unhappy with the call. And Scott Wong on the sidelines was looking right at it, looking to Heather Pickett. He would have surely challenged that call. 11-6, the call is gonna stand. Now Wong walking back to the bench. And certainly, just the only thing you can do is ask the up official, what did she say? I don't think, they do have the ability to overturn that, but what kind of look would she have from that distance far away on the other side? 11-6 Aggies. Set number 4. And Texas A&M up 2-1. Waves home next weekend. We will have every match streamed live. All begins Friday morning. The Pickett has talked with the up official, Summer McNair. I'm not sure she'd have a great look at that distance and that far away. And, Scott Wong pleading his case. He's always calm, cool, and collected. He show a lot of emotion. Keep that even keel. You get too high, then you have the lows. You get too low, you have the highs. So if you stay right in the middle, I think John Wooden talked about that. Great UCLA basketball coach. And Scott Wong continues. And Laura Kuhn off the bench. If nothing else, might slow down the momentum of Texas A&M. It's on a 6-1 run. All right, Coach Wong has had his say. Well, it may be a momentum buster. If nothing else, he's not going to get a change on the call. Hames firing, the shot was out of bounds. 12-6, a 7-1 run for Texas A&M. 3-1 on the season, a lone loss to number 25 Louisville. Over the middle, Wiley, blocked back, hands along with Talbert. Timeout Pepperdine, 8-1 run for Texas A&M. They build their lead at 13-6 in this 4th set. And Texas A&M also 2-0 in this tournament. They had wins over Cal Baptist and Fairfield. Fairfield comes up 0-3, Cal Baptist 1-2. Both these teams 2-0 in this tournament. But for Texas A&M, playing much better in the 4th set. They are hitting .556, 6 kills, 9 attempts, and 1 attack error. Pepperdine hitting minus .077, 4 kills, 13 attempts, 5 attack errors. Blocking 15-13, Texas A&M, Diggs, 44-40, Aggies. And serving, the Waves have struggled today. No aces, 9 errors. Texas A&M, 3 aces, 7 errors. Ball in hands, 13 kills, 9 digs. McKenna Patterson, 10 kills, 7 digs, 2 blocks. Mallory Talbert, 5 blocks, 3 kills. Pepperdine led by Shannon Scully, 17 kills. Rachel Ahrens with 10. Now we continue. 13-6, Texas A&M trying to win the championship tonight. Ames outside. Controlled by Texas A&M, and there's Connor. Camille Connor able to get the point. A 9-1 run. 14-6 Aggies. This is Basham serving. Waves struggling, and they're not going to get it. A service ace. A 10-1 run. Ahrens will come in. Shields will check out. She was back in the back row for ball handling. 15-6, Texas A&M. Ninth meeting between the two schools, a series that began back in 1977. Waves lead the series 5-3. They met last year in College Station, won by Texas A&M. And a point for Rachel Ahrens. Just into the lineup. 15-7. This fourth set was even at 5-5. And then the Aggies went on a 5-0 run. And then a 9-1 advantage. And the Waves trying to come back. At the net, Waves able to get it over. Wiley and Scully. 15-9, 15-8, Aggies. Kaylee Ames to deliver. Outside, hands, goes cross court and got it. It's the best we've seen, Holland hands, and now you know why she's an All-American, number 9, and going back to serve. And the fact on her mother's side, she is related to Elvis Presley. He's got my vote. Hands serving 64 aces last year. Strong jump serve, firing Ahrens. 16-9, Texas A&M. Ahrens, another power hitter. Gomez got a touch, but could not control. Waves. Tara Wiley to bring it into play. He's moving right to left in set 4. This is Lauren Davis. Her shot is good. Seen a lot of good young players in this tournament on all 4 teams. Gal Baptist, Christine Gray, 6'2" outside hitter from Medina, Minnesota. Fairfield's got a number of outstanding players. Joelle Battles, a freshman from Southern California, on Fairfield's team. Allie O'Hara with the kill. And Lauren Davis, Texas A&M. Pepperdine's Kaylee Hames, Isabel Zelaya, Taya Mahi, all first-year players. Patterson with a kill. 18-10. We're on a rush in. Another talented freshman. This is Camille Connor to serve. The Aggies trying to come into Malibu on the road where they start the season, their first 5 matches. Service serve, the Waves get it back, 18-11, Shannon Scully. Over the middle, Patterson, big strong hitter. McKenna delivers, 19-11. Taylor Boss in to serve for Texas A&M. The Aggies go home. The tournament facing Northeastern beginning next Friday. On the back set, Aarons, the block by Hands drops in. Not only is Hands a terrific offensive player with her power hitting, but she's all over the court blocking, great in the back row. Her serve can be devastating. 20-11. Hames from the outside, Gomez with a nice save. Hands fires, oh, the Waves able to keep it in play. So let's see, double contact, or maybe this double contact against Pepperdine. Point, and Hands will get credit. 21-11. The Aggies trying to close it out. 14 kills for Holland Hands and 10 digs, a double-double. The star player of Texas A&M. Aarons at the backside, able to score. 21-12. The Aggies in control. A long way to go for Pepperdine. It starts with Hannah Lishman, the libero. It's named to the U.S. national team, 28-player squad this past summer. 4-year starter with the Waves over the middle, Patterson. 22-12. Aggies will have Patterson back there to serve. Talbert comes in up front. Mahi, back row to Scully, firing away. Connor, the overpass. Goes back to Pepperdine. Hames drives it, able to score. Kaylee Hames, her 7th kill to go along with 7 digs. 22-13. Rachel Aarons, outside hitter to serve. That's coming up on 2 hours. Outside, Hands with a push. Back to Aarons, sends it deep. Hands this time fires and gets it. Carly Basham in to serve. Texas A&M 2 points away from capturing this Pepperdine tournament. Waves will host the A6 Classic, the 22nd annual, next weekend, 13th and 14th. Mahi. Waves who came into this one as a 3 in a row. Over the middle, Talbert and able to score. Waves at 3-2 on the year. Aggies have won a modest 2 straight. At 3-1 on the season. It is match point number 1, 24-13. Service error. Match point number 2, 24-14. Kaylee Hames to serve. But the Aggies go outside. Hands knocked down by Wiley. Back to Hands, who goes up top. Her shot attempt, no good. She tried to adjust, but at 6'5", Tara Wiley is a presence. Tack air, 24-15, match point number 3. And that goes out of bounds, service error, and Texas A&M has won. 3-1 as they win this 25-15. Teams will congratulate each other. Aggies win the first set 25-17, second set 25-19. Pepperdine captures the third 25-19. The Aggies 25-15. Pepperdine goes to 3-3 on the year. They finish runner-up in this tournament. The Aggies now 4-1. They win the Pepperdine tournament. They're now 4-1 on the road this season. Pepperdine 2-1 at home. So the Aggies, they'll go home next weekend. They're ready to host their own tournament, beginning with Northeastern. A couple of quick numbers: 5 ties, 2 lead changes in the 4th set. The Aggies end up hitting 365 55 kills, 115 attempts, and 13 errors. Pepperdine hitting .231, 52 kills, 130 swings, 22 attack errors. The Waves outscored 55-52 in kills, blocking 17-13. The Aggies, Diggs 48-42, Texas A&M, and the serve for Pepperdine, no aces, 10 errors. That is unusual. Texas A&M, 4 aces and 9 errors. Leading scorers for Texas A&M, Holland Hands, 15 kills and 10 digs. McKenna Patterson with 12 kills, 600, have 3 blocks and 7 digs. And Camille Connor, 8 kills, 42 assists, 7 digs and 2 blocks. For Pepperdine, Shannon Scully, 18 kills. Rachel Aarons with 13. As the match takes 1 hour and 54 minutes, the attendance tonight, 415. Well, our next Wavecast on the WCC Network will be on Friday, September the 13th. Pepperdine against Utah here at Firestone Fieldhouse. First serve at noon. We will also have Flow Volleyball broadcast, and that will start at 10 a.m. next Friday the 13th. Pitt against Cal Poly. Once again, the final score, Texas A&M 3, Pepperdine 1. The Waves go to 3-3. The Aggies now 4-1. Pepperdine still leads the overall series 5-4. That does wrap it up. Some people to thank. Pepperdine Assistant Athletic Director for Communications, Roger Horn. Assistant for Athletic Communications at Pepperdine, Sarah Ottoman. And directing, producing today, our own Olivia Arns. And, of course, our fine sponsors. Once again, the final score, Texas A&M 3, Pepperdine 1. I'm Al Epstein.